Has a chance to write his name in Huddersfield Town legend. And he takes that chance!
What a game. Pretty good, to be honest with you, but Al's your bread buttered. Huddersfield Town won, West Ham United won in the Gas Club kind of 10-15 minutes after the game with Jamie. Jamie, what are you thinking? 2 points dropped or a point gained?
I think on the balance, probably a point gained at the start of the match, considering what West Ham did to us last season, both home and away, specifically at home with Arnautovic and how well he played. Definitely a point gained when you look at it at the start of the game. You know, if you'd asked me the same question before they'd equalised, I'd probably say 2 points dropped. I think at that point we definitely deserved to win, but they had a really, really good 10-15 minute spell, and by the end of the game it could have gone either way. We could have nicked it with the late two chances. They were leaving men up. They could have nicked it on the break. It was a fantastic game to watch. One of the best we've seen in the Premier League.
100%. What a game, you know, end to end. Certainly second half, and the first half we just continued where we started really with Fulham. We were superb from the off. Again, what have we done to deserve this luck with the bar? It's absolutely incredible. I mean, the first chance, it looked like it was a bit of a, you know, Fabianski kind of made a bit of a meal of it, pushing it onto the bar, and that as well. Was that from Philip Billing, was it?
Billings cross.
Yeah, and Billings cross. That cross comes shot again, but again, he was all over the place with Fabianski there. You know, I thought he was going in and that as well, and then Pritchard, again, Fabianski wrong-footed him and the place went absolutely nuts. But again, it's always the same. I don't know what you think, Jamie, but we need that second goal, don't we? And we were absolutely sensational, but as player deserved better than 1-0, really.
Yeah. I mean, so many times in the promotion season we got away with a 1-0 win or a 2-1 win. You get away with that a lot less in the Premier League. I know last year when a lot of our goals were locked up in 2 4-1 wins against Watford and Bournemouth. So there's a lot of goals there, and we're going to struggle to eke out 1-0 wins against the likes of West Ham. It's very frustrating that a lot of our efforts at the moment are in the woodwork. I know Tog at half-time said it were 10 for the season. I'm only counting 9 because I know we've had 7 before today and then 2 today. It's really annoying. They're either going to start going in and we're going to rocket up the league, or we're going to have a very frustrating season.
I've never known a season like it for Woodwork. I mean, it doesn't sound like we get his violin out after the game, but it's absolutely incredible. I mean, like that one that went, you know, came across. The keeper was absolutely nowhere. I saw the replay straight away from the back of the south stand and that as well. He was Fabianski was just like, he was almost like walking out towards the kind of the ambulance at the corner of the ground. And yeah, I think at half time, I don't know what you felt, but you always knew that they were going to come back into it. They threw Antonio on. Obviously Chicharito came on with a disgraceful dive second half that, you know, didn't get, you know, kind of punished, but. And inevitably the goal, it was so frustrating, the goal, wasn't it, for them, because there was, again, we were a bit naive. I thought a bit like Watford, there were guys kind of diving in, and I thought it was their best player. Was it Anderson? Yeah, he was the best player. Obviously it cost a lot of money, but it was gutting when it just like he just managed to find a gap, didn't he? And in it went. And I must admit, I feared for Town then. I says to him, kind of the guy I was with, I just thought if they get a goal, I thought we might kind of go under, but again we seemed to get a second wind.
Yeah, it was really frustrating to concede. It was one of those goals that just had that air of inevitability about it, bouncing around the box, and it pops to Anderson, who was he was on top form today, and it went in, and they really had us under the cosh then for the next 10-15 minutes. They had the header that was cleared off the line, obviously by Moy. You know, it could very easily have been 2-1 quite quickly, and I couldn't have seen us getting back in to nick a point at that stage. So we did well to weather the storm, and you know, the last 5-10 minutes were all us. Durham obviously had that long range effort that went wide.
Dupont
went into the corner flag.
And Benz again, but Dupont again, so frustrating. And I've mentioned it on the pod that we do during the week. I just think he doesn't seem the same guy. I know it's, you know, when you've not scored a goal, your confidence goes, but a guy with a reaction, a predatory instinct as well, someone in there, you know, who knows where the back of net is, and we're winning that game. And I'm just really hoping that these kind of things don't come back to bite us in the end, because that was gutting. I mean, obviously I don't know which kind of end you were at the south stand in, but it looked a golden chance. I mean, I think he had a couple of nibbles, didn't he? But again, he just weren't there, and it's so frustrating that we had to, you know, I think what really impressed me, we just came West Ham, I thought once they equalised, they'd come on back and kind of maybe take the game away from us. But again, we found a second win, and again we came at them and that as well. I was so proud of everyone today. It feels gutting, but I think maybe when we wake up, that might be a good point tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it will be, and the performance will do a lot to sort of restore people's belief in the team. We've now had 3 really good home performances on the bounce: Liverpool, Fulham, and West Ham, and we've got 4 points out of 3 games, which is good. Fulham, you'd expect us to beat them, and we did the business. West Ham, a lot of people are coming in today fearing the worst and thinking that they're going to turn us over the same as they did last year. We've got a point. It's 1 more than we took against them last year, either home or away. So I think the result, really good, and the performance even better, to just give a bit of belief back into the fans. But to go back to your first point around scoring goals, Depoitre is inches away from that, because I also sit in the south stand, but I straight away turned around, watched the replay, and his right foot needs to come out about 6 inches, and it's in the back of the net. If that was the other end, Arnautovic or Hernandez, it's in the back of the net and it's 2-1. That's the difference.
Yeah, definitely. Lerver, that was a bit, gutting, probably really bad injury. It looked like, I don't know if it was his shoulder, I don't know how you saw it. Yeah, it looked bad, when obviously Adesina kind of in the first half, I thought he was kind of maybe going to go from the stretcher, but yeah, but there's only positives for me. I mean, what a week for us. I thought the atmosphere was sensational again. I thought it would just never stop, the crowd back in the team and that as well, and it just rode us on. But yeah, just super proud. I think to me the best thing about this kind of week, a lot of people outside, saying Huddersfield Town, they're on their way down, they've got nothing. I'll tell you what we have got, mate. We've got players that are giving absolutely everything, and that. Yeah, we might go down at the end, but we're all for this fight. The fans are up for the fight. The players up for a fight. We couldn't have, given any more. I mean, Pritchard run himself into the ground. You kind of had to nearly get, kind of carried off on a stretcher at the end. I was so proud, and again, I don't know whether it's a bad thing or a good thing. We've not got a game, for next week, but make no mistake, we're a massive week. I think we knew Fulham. We had to get something now, so we got all 3 today. I think we all thought, most people coming down here, a point was a good result. Don't know what you think, Jamie, but I kind of walk away tonight. I think once was beers kind of out later on tonight, I think that's a good point, and people are going to think, right, we're up for the battle.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think if you look at the table at the end of the season, you'd probably expect West Ham certainly to be in that top half, probably even the top 10. It's out of the next run of games, it was probably the least winnable, certainly from our home matches. So it's really reassuring to see that we've put in a good performance and picked up a point. It's just crucial to get those points on board. So I think the last few weeks have been really reassuring for the fans, particularly the home performances. A few weeks ago, if not a couple of months ago, when we were going away at Leicester and sort of getting thrashed 3-1, I think it was, a real lethargy and sort of apathy seemed to set in. I know that a lot of fans were sort of saying, really not even looking forward to going down to the games anymore. I was really excited at lunchtime today, desperate to get down, particularly after Monday's result, and I will be when it comes round to the next home match on the 1st of December. I couldn't tell you who it is off the top of my head.
We've got Brighton home, haven't we, next?
Lost today.
Yeah.
So they're definitely beatable. Yeah. We beat them at home last season, and I know a lot of people have said that they're going to have a decent year, and I think they will avoid the drop, but they're clearly not unbeatable. Cardiff have turned them over today 2-1.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic effort. I don't know about your man of the match. I thought Adam Moy was superb. There's some real, I thought, billing. Again, I think it was kind of similar to Monday. The midfield 3 were absolutely outstanding as well. I don't know if anyone caught your eyes. Maybe your man of the match, Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, Moy was exceptional on Monday night, and he carried it through today. I think one of the performances that I was pleased of, particularly today, was Pritchard. As well as his goal, he was everywhere in that final third, running sort of between the 2 channels across the front, hooked up with Mounier really well, who, special mention for Mounier. I think he got a lot of unnecessary stick after Monday's match. I've spoken to a lot of people who said, I thought he had a really good game, yet I've heard a lot say headers were going nowhere and he was lazy, but he had a really good game, I thought, on Monday, carried it through today. Really pleased with that front 2, how they're lining up, and the midfield 3, that's settled. Williams is going to have a really tough job breaking into that when he eventually comes back from injury. I love watching Moy, Hogg and Billing play together. They're coming into their own.
Super proud of that today. It's going to go in for a beer now. I think the main pod's going to be recorded on Tuesday, and obviously we've got the international break, but yeah, Huddersfield Town, they're alive, they're kicking, and they're up for the fight. 1-1 today.
Is this the moment for Lee Fowler? It is. Take your place in Division 2, Huddersfield Town.
He's missed. Steve Simonson clears the frame of the goal and collapses in a heap of tears. Pate's got a chance. Pate scores. Jack Pate scores. Headman's in there. Smith scores for Huddersfield Town. 3-2 Town. Forestieri, Danny Ward saves. Danny Ward saves. The Quattro's in, round De Gea, 2-0 Huddersfield Town.
Christopher Schindler has a chance to write his name in Huddersfield Town legend. And he takes that chance.